Hey y'all, so we are back for another session in the journal, and you can see my table is a mess because I have been here just working on all kinds of projects, playing with some different things. I'm working with my stamps and creating these really cool papers with the Sumi ink and overstamping. This is another stencil that I just made, this one right here, the over pattern. So just having fun. That's one. This is another one I printed with the new stencil I'm playing with. I just love that background. I feel like that is really going to be a good base to then build on and do some more, because this is done on the gel plate, but do some more printing on the gel plate. So I'm just working with different paints and different ideas. We do this on Patreon. A lot of behind the scenes stuff, but I just finished this. I just want to show you guys on YouTube because sometimes you don't get to see all this. Look at this one I just pulled using my stencils. Look at that. Isn't that yummy? Between old wall and cave painting. It's kind of hard to tell with some of the metallics, but this light is shining right on it. But just, you can see it's just yummy surfaces to keep on building up on. Oh, this is another one I just did with the Sumi ink and that stencil. You can sort of see the background. If I do it this way, you can see it better because the light is so bright. But this is with one of the stencils. So just kind of playing with the Sumi ink and just working on backgrounds that I can build up on. And what else? Just got all kinds of things in here. But let's get started. Something else I was going to show you. But we'll get started here. Yeah. So I wanted to go ahead and use this. Oh, I know I have the Posca pens with the brush marker. So I'm going to play with that. And this is one that I did at some point. I don't remember when, but I think these colors, it's an amazing transition from this page, although we have some of this pinky blue and reddy color there. So I think I'm gonna go with this color as opposed to this one. I think I like this one better to work with today. So I'm feeling like, let's just go ahead and get rid of this. I'm just going to go ahead and rip this down. So anyhow, how's everybody doing? Oh, I'm so glad you all enjoyed the stamps. Boy, so many of you guys, oh, let me just, why am I doing this on here? Got stamps and have, you know, reached out to me and told me how excited you are and can't wait to start working on them, working with them. I really appreciate the support that you guys show me. It really means so much to me. You don't really understand. I don't think, I mean, what I'm doing is absolutely a labor of love, but you know, it's still, you know, filled with lots of, you know, trepidation, and you know, everybody is not always as positive as 90% of you all are. So, you know, you try to fight through that. And though I know a lot of times when I say anything that like this, you know, I feel like sometimes I'm misunderstood. Like, you know, like this is a life of, you know, I like people. I love teaching. I've always kind of been in the public arena, and I am totally cool with it. And I actually have very thick skin. So the majority of negative things that I get, you guys never even hear. If you heard the amount of like stuff that people will reach out and say that's just mean and just downright racist, you would shudder. Even those of you, when I say something that you kind of viewed as me maybe criticizing someone, you would even shudder. And I never talk about it. I never say anything. And a lot of times most of the time I just block. I just block the people and, you know, keep it going, because honestly, I've got really thick skin, and I'm very blessed and happy to do what I'm doing. And that no one saying anything or doing anything or taking my ideas or anything would stop that process for me, because I'm just blessed, and I know that, and I'm happy about that. But at the same time, it's not easy out here in this creator space. I'm sorry, it's not. And I think if, you know, many of you tried it, you would call me up and say, hey, let's commiserate, because it's not. So when you guys really like my stuff and support me and tell me how much you do, honestly, it means so much. It really does. And, you know, it's not to be underestimated. It really isn't. And anytime you reach out to any creators that you support and they just hear that good stuff, believe you me, it means the world. It really means the world. And you guys are the light on the not so, you know, the people who don't say kind things. And, you know, I talk to other creators and people get a lot of mean stuff. And even some of the people that you just love a lot and are super positive, you'd be surprised. I'm sorry, you would just be surprised. So I'm saying this only to say that I thank you and I really appreciate the support. And I'm not just saying like, oh, I appreciate it. I mean, I really mean it. It's heartfelt, because it can be a little rough in this space. And I'm sure I'm not the first person you've ever heard say this, because oftentimes I come across channels and I'll hear people saying things. I know you guys don't really normally hear me say this, but blah, 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 blah. And they'll start talking. I'm thinking to myself, I understand. I understand. So, and especially when you're a working artist and the people that, you know, you build your business around it. And YouTube is just a larger space to connect with so many like-minded people. But honestly, you don't make any money. You have to have like millions of subscribers to even get a couple $1,000s a month out of YouTube. And you can't, how many bills you're going to pay with a couple $1,000s? Think about it. So, I mean, you get bills paid, but that's not going to be everything. So if you did everything on YouTube, you're not ever going to make all the money you need to survive. So people obviously make it in a lot of other ways, including myself. So sometimes people are under the illusion that, oh, well, you know, you're making your money on YouTube, so it's like, you know, sort of deal with it. But you really, it's the other, like for me, it's the other platforms like Patreon. I'm just kind of, you guys see, I'm just running my mouth. And I got on this, and I don't really mean to be on this. I'm just on it because I want to thank you guys for your support. That's what I'm doing here, because it means a lot to me. And then it just had me thinking about the last time I said something, and I'm not afraid to say anything. So trust me, I will say what's on my heart. Actually, a few folk criticize me for criticizing and saying I criticize someone else, and I never even said who the other person was. So if you never say who somebody is, I think I'm being kind there, because I could say, because I'm within my rights to say it. But anyway, let's keep going. So anyway, so these colors I think are working really well together. And of course we love that writing. And these are all the inks, the Irashizuki. And I just have to say, in all fairness, 90% of you get it. And many of you reached out and said, wow, if I were you, I don't know if I would be so diplomatic. Many of you. And I can't tell you how many private emails I get where people tell me, you need to get this person over there straight. You're too kind. I get that so much. But it's because I believe in myself. And I believe in the idea that, that's nice. I'm going to put that down there. That because, you know, I do the right thing and everything, that I'm always going to be rewarded. So I really don't get too much. And if it gets too bad, I just always have my attorneys write something, and then it takes, most of the time when you have an attorney write something, it takes care of everything. And I'm one of those people who believe in using an attorney. So we still keep it all really nice. Let me get my thing. But anyhow, that's why I brought it up. Well, thank you guys. But anyhow, so let's go ahead and glue this. So yeah, many of you should be starting to receive your stamps soon. And oh, I want to say, for those of you who reached out to me, live in Europe and what have you, because Art Foamies does not send directly to Europe. I'm just kind of figuring out where I'm going to put this stuff. I love, love, love it. There is a seller, the name, you know, because I can't remember right now. She's out of the UK, and she's ordered my stamp. She sells a number of the Art Foamies, and she will be carrying my line. She reached out to me. She's actually one of my patrons. Oh, so thank you so much. Sarah is her name. And so she is in UK, and she ships to Europe, she said. So I will make sure that her website is below. And then you guys will be able to order my stamps, and she'll be able to ship them to you. So I just thought that was amazing. Thank you so much, Sarah, she's a stockist there in the UK. And so she carries a number. I went to her website, beautiful website, and she carries a lot of good products. So she'd be a good resource for many of you. Oh, love it. This is on the tissue paper. So that just went down really nicely. And the colors are really working well with, you know, these papers that we have throughout. But anyway, so that was good news. So a number of you reached out and said, oh my God, I can't get them. So we'll have that all ready. She'll have it all ready. So as soon as the orders come in, so I've got to go out and reach out to her, or, you know, just keep an eye on her website. And when they come in, you might want to grab them, or maybe even reach out to her and say, hey, you know, let me know when or these are the ones I want, because you would hate for them to come in and then they sell right out, and then you're waiting for another order. Because she's ordering, you know, she buys them in bulk and then resells them on her site. So, yeah. Loving this up there. So yeah, that was good news. I was really happy to hear that, because I felt bad for those of you, because it is a lot just to, here in the States, just anything that you order and ship. I mean, as a business myself, I know shipping anything is just ridiculously expensive. So we're just getting that down. So I like how these are just really working nicely into the pages there. And what I also want to do is, so across the bottom here, I want to get my inverted triangles. Then I'm going to stamp that right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a combination of some of this pinky purple that I need a brush for. Hold up. Let me get one of my brushes. Because, you know what? I could also, I do have some eyedroppers here. Where are my eyedroppers? I'll just drop a little bit, because these stamp buddies are amazing. Foam buddies, I forget what they're exactly called, but they are amazing. So I'm just going to drip a little bit of this color. There. And you just go ahead and rinse this out. And these can be reactivated, which is nice. Just want to rinse my stopper out so that I don't have the extra buildup in there the next time I want to use it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some of this on there. And I'm gonna let that dry. And even the extra ink that's on these foam buddies, I mean, look how easy it is to stamp these things. Oh my gosh. And you can order these when you order your stencils, you can get them. They're not expensive. But, and then I'm gonna let that dry. Help it along. And then I'm gonna put some of the IZINKS over top of it. And this will reactivate that. And you get this really kind of cool, gold with this pink in it, which I think will go beautifully with our journal here. Let me see. I need to put something under it so that it doesn't bleed to the other side. That there, okay. Oh, see that? So gorgeous. See how that gold comes through with the ink? Oh, look at that. I love, love, love it. So I'll do this across the bottom on both of them because it'll just kind of give a little border, and I don't want to stop. That's part of the thing too. I don't want to stop. Just kind of use this as a border as it's designed, although it could be used so many different ways, right? Oh, look at that. And those inks can also be reactivated just by spraying them with a little bit of water. Oh, love it. So that's cool. And then what I want to do is, this page is coming together really quickly, isn't it? Let's use this brush pen. So it has, you pull it off and then it has this cap on the end, and it's like this little, it presses like, oh, great, drop off all of my book. You press it and the ink comes down like a ballpoint pen. Okay, so got a little drop there, didn't I? Let me just see how much I can get up. Okay, I'd rather to turn it into more of an ink blot than it to be like a weird little place there. We don't mind ink blots. Okay. See, that works. We're okay with an ink blot. But it just kind of, we get this over scripting, which I love. Let's see. A little bit there, which is nice. Love these brush pens. Totally cool with the Poscas. Let's put that there. So it dries. The cap back on it. That way it won't kind of keep on leaking down. So I like this a lot. I feel like, oh, the stamping is just good stuff, isn't it? This page came together quickly. But you see, by having our papers already ready to go and just kind of creating a lot of papers like that I did with the Gelli. So I did a one layer of paint, of a chalk paint and what have you on the gel plate, and just pulled a single layer of like this cream color. And then I overstamped. And so, you know, you just get a lot of paper that's ready to go for your journals. When you want to sit down and start working, you're not having to necessarily worry about having to make the paper. I want to do, I feel like we have some more time. It's only been 20 minutes. That one came together quickly. But I want this to dry so that I can actually, let me just get something to put between the pages. I'll use this. It's basically dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this and pull this one out a little bit, and let's go ahead and do another page. Why not? Just kind of putting that there. We'll put some of this on that page, maybe like one of these or something, I don't know. But here I feel like this green is just not working. So why not? But you know what? Suppose we overstamped it. Let's just see with the gold. Let's use this pattern here. So let's do a similar thing that we just did. We still have this pink, and the most that I'm going to do is I'm going to really use a lot of the gold, because I feel like the gold on top of here, on top of that green, could be nice. Let's just see. And let's see if we get an over pattern over the entire thing. So let's stamp it. See, we get, looks pretty good. Let's get some more gold down there. Oh, that looks good. Let's get some more gold. Because we do have the green, you know, as a part of the color palette, but I feel like we need a little bit more. But I love the way this gold with this pink is really pretty. So you can see where we're going with this. We'll let that dry, and then I'm gonna get a border. Let's do one of these borders. Which one do I want to do? We have choices. Let's just do this one. The wood block. Get some more. Try to get a gold. Get a good gold. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're going to over stamp here. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go ahead and stamp this up and we'll let it dry. And then next week, we'll come back to it. And I have some other papers that I was just, oh my goodness, that's good. I'll show you guys up close. This is good stuff. So see, just over top of that. And when it dries, look at this gold. As it's drying, it's really popping on top of that green, which is really good. So pull your IZINKS out. You can definitely use them on your stamps. And even if you don't have this foam, if you have some kind of thin sponge or something, you could use it, or you could also just spray right on them. Spraying right on them works. And these can be reactivated, so you don't really have to worry about, I'll show you. You don't have to really worry about cleaning. The only thing you have to worry about cleaning off is acrylic. If you're using acrylic, I would definitely clean it off immediately. But if you're using inks and water-soluble things, you don't have to worry about it. I'm really going to find some fabric. I have a lot of fabric. I think I'm going to come back in next week and finish these pages with some fabric. And I do have some other papers. So I'm going to let this dry. But in the meantime, I'll show you like how even just using this paper, you can reactivate this by, I'm gonna actually use some alcohol. So this, it's alcohol in this bottle. And you can reactivate that stamp. Alcohol. So see, look at this pattern. And you're going to have some of that gold still on there. So it's going to, and you're just actually reactivating what's on the stamp. So you can let your stuff dry and then come back to it, no problem. And you'll get, instead of gold. So let me reactivate this one. You can use water too. I like using alcohol because number one, it dries really fast, and number two, you get a different kind of bleed. So there was some gold on there, so that's going to dry nice. We'll let that dry. And there was gold on here. Of course, I had gold everywhere. See how much comes off. You can overstamp. So just stamp up your tissue papers because we want to get these really thin etheric layers too, just from over stamping. Let's do this one. So, you know, everything doesn't have to be really a high level. You can also just get some nice, you know, sort of etheric. Oh, look at that. That's good. Layers. And like I said, the nice thing about alcohol is it dries so much faster. So I wanted to show you all that because as I keep on working with the stamps and discovering different things that can be done, I want to share them with you all. Since so many of you got them. Once again, I just can't thank you enough. So use your IZINKS. For those of you who have those, use your spray bottles with alcohol in them or water. And like you could use any kind of spongy things. If you got these foam buddies, that's amazing. If not, oh, I gotta put some of this over here. If not, you know, just maybe you have some foam laying around or a thin sponge or something that you can do. It seems like they work really well like that. So I'm gonna overstamp over top of this blue. I like the layering, you know that. So just to get that layering over the paints. We're getting a lot of nice, this over stamping I just think is amazing. I think we get a lot of areas that are really good for collaging and what have you. All right, I think that's everything. We got these pages done fast, but we did get something ready for next week. So I'm gonna bring some fabrics, go through my collection because I kind of see this sort of, I got this idea going for what we can do with this. And this other page came together beautifully. Love it, love it, love it. Nice transition from this to that. And yeah, so once again, thanks for everything. As always, I enjoy hanging out with you all in the chat. And always your support means everything to me. And let's just continue to have fun in our journals. We're getting there. We're going to be done with this coming up in the next couple of months. And you know, from my studio to yours, so much love. Happy creating. And until next week, so much love. Make sure you thumb up the video if you enjoyed it. Also hit the bell all to get notifications and be a part of the community. And until then, so much love. Bye-bye. And don't forget to check below for European customers who want to get the stamps. You got a seller there now. Bye-bye.